Truth Unveiled here, and today I have so many cryptic messagings to show you and share with you today, and I'm telling you now, if you're not already awakened out of that sleep, now is the time to wake up, because I'm here at Los Angeles Times, and it says, San Andreas fault locked, loaded, and ready to roll with big earthquake expert says. Yeah, because they're real experts, but let's keep going. It says, Southern California section of the San Andreas fault is locked, loaded, and ready to roll, a leading earthquake scientist said Wednesday at the National Earthquake Conference in Long Beach. It says the San Andreas Fault is one of California's most dangerous and is the state's longest fault. Yet for Southern California, the last big earthquake to strike the southern San Andreas was in 1857 when a magnitude 7.9 earthquake ruptured an astonishing 185 miles between Monterey County and the San Gabriel Mountains near LA. It has been quiet since then, too quiet, says Thomas Jordan, director of the Southern California Earthquake Center. And the story goes on about the fault line system and what it says. The springs on the San Andreas system have been wound very tight, and the southern San Andreas fault in particular looks like it's locked, loaded, and ready to go, Jordan said in the opening keynote talk. Hello, what are they really trying to tell you? And by the way, many of you who are awakened, we already know that earthquakes and everything like that, they're stage planned ahead of time by HARP and CERN, and that's all a big stage. And so when they say that, oh, it could erupt any time, oh, it could erupt any day now, no, they're planning on which day it's going to erupt because your government's the one who's doing it and staging it, whether you want to believe that or not, whether you like it or not. And I'm even going to share some of you with cryptic messaging that have been going on with CERN as well. And like I said, we're not going to be able to weasel our way out of this. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. But it goes on to say, the scientists have observed that based on the movement of tectonic plates, with the Pacific plate moving northwest on the North American plate, earthquakes should be relieving about 16 feet of accumulated plate movement every 100 years. Because that's what they want us to believe. You all seriously need to wake up and see what's going on and what time it is, and see the bigger messaging and the cryptic messaging behind all this, because they're literally telling you that it's ready to go, that the earthquakes are ready to go. It's only a matter of time, and they're conditioning your mind into thinking all this stuff, into getting your mind ready for the big one. That is what they're getting ready for. This is not fear mongering. This is just real authentic truth, whether you like it or not. And sadly, none of us are going to be able to weasel our way out of what's about to take place. And what am I talking about? Here I am at NPR, and it says, Weasel apparently shuts down world's most powerful particle collider. Now, mind you, this was last week, back on April 29th, but it says, a small mammal has sabotaged the world's largest or most powerful scientific instrument. The Large Hadron Collider, which is CERN, by the way, a 17-mile superconducting machine designed to smash protons together at close to the speed of light, went offline overnight. Engineers investigating the mishap found the charred remains of a furry creature near a gnawed-through power cable. We had electric power problems, and we are pretty sure that this was caused by a small animal, says Arnaud Marsolier, head of press for CERN, the organization that runs the 7 billion particle collider in Switzerland. Now, last week I also talked about the cryptic messaging, where they even showed in Russia of what a motorcyclist circling around the ice, what Illuminati ritual, CERN ritual, just like the CERN Shiva dance that the scientists have done. It's no different. You can watch my video below to learn more about that on your own time if you already haven't. But it goes on to say, although they had not conducted a thorough analysis of the remains, Marsolier says that they believe the creature was a weasel, probably. The shutdown comes as the LHC was preparing to collect new data on the Higgs boson, a fundamental particle it discovered back in 2012. The Higgs is believed to endow other particles with mass, and it is considered to be a cornerstone of the modern theory of particle physics. Researchers have also seen hints in recent data that other yet undiscovered particles might also be generated inside the LHC. If those other particles exist, they could revolutionize researchers' understanding of everything from the laws laws of gravity to quantum mechanics. Yes, because that is what they want us to believe. And last week I also talked about some interesting things with CERN and how not only that this is not the only CERN that's around, but also there are many more CERNs. And what are they really getting ready for? What is the cryptic messaging behind all this? And why am I even sharing this with you to begin with? Because what? A weasel? Do you think that's a coincidence? Do you think they're just doing that? Oh, because it happened by mistake. Oh, because there's nothing better. No, this was a big symbolic thing that happened. And what is the big symbolism? Pop goes the weasel. Hello, is this making sense? It's telling you that they are ready to go, that destruction is ready to take place. That's why they're telling you the Illuminati symbolism of the San Andreas fault line, that's ready to roll. Just like Pop goes the weasel. It's time for chaos to strike, and it's time for all these weather phenomena to happen through CERN and HARP, which are the main cause of it. And I really believe that CERN is responsible for destruction and all the chaos, which they're going to blame on global warming and climate change, when we know that is a giant hoax as well. That is exactly what they are getting ready for. But if you think that's the only anomalies that we've been seeing in this past week, oh, think again, because there's always more. But is that all we've been seeing? Oh no, there's always more, because here I am at Discovery News and it says wave of dead sea creatures hits Chile's beaches, and this was reported back today actually on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo. It goes on to say heaps of dead whales, salmon and sardines blamed on the El Nino weather phenomenon have clogged Chile's Pacific beaches in recent months. So they've been seeing a lot of dead animals washing up on these beaches, whales, salmon and sardine, and of course they're blaming it on El Nino. We know who's really responsible for it, but it says last year scientists were shocked when more than 300 whales turned up dead on remote bays of the southern coast, the first in a series of grim finds. At the start of the year, a surge in algae in the water choked to death an estimated 40,000 tons of salmon in the Los Lagos region, where the Andes Mountains tower over lakes and green farming valleys down to the coast. That represents around 12% of annual salmon produced in Chile, the world's second largest producer of the fish after Norway. This month, some 8,000 tons of sardines also washed up at the mouth of the central Aquele River, where thousands of dead clams piled up on the coast of Chiloé Island. The authorities blamed the red tide of algae and banned fishing in the affected region, putting thousands of fishermen out of work. Oh, but they forgot to blame it on HARP and CERN. Pop goes the weasel, the San Andreas fault line ready to go. Hello, are you seeing the bigger agenda behind all this? Are you seeing the bigger cryptic messaging behind all this? I hope so, and I hope you're seeing how all of this relates. It's not just one separate thing that happened over there and oh, one separate thing over here. No, it's all related. It all relates, and it's not just this. It's all the other cryptic messaging that we've been seeing in the past week, and in the past month, we've seen an increase in uptick in earthquake activity in this region, so-called the Ring of Fire. I wonder why that is. I wonder why that could possibly be the case. Now, I hadn't reported this earlier and I wanted to, but I'm going to cover it today because I think it's also very cryptic that you see. But it says 33 rescued circus lions transferred to sanctuary in South Africa. Now, this came out a couple of days ago, and this is from the USA Today, and it says, welcome home. 33 lions previously used in South American circuses were relocated to the Imoya Big Cat Sanctuary in South Africa over the weekend. Animal Defenders International rescued 24 of the lions from circuses in Peru and 9 from Colombia, the organization said in a statement. The animals boarded a plane on April 29th and will live out the remainder of their lives at the sanctuary. Now, I thought it was interesting at the timing that this came out, because this came out just a couple of days after the Jaguar commercial, where it even says, and has a ton of symbolism in it, and you can watch my other videos earlier for that for more, but it even says release the cats, and then they talk about cats in the news very later on, and then it has the number 33. Well, that number in the Illuminati and in Freemasonry represents what? The 33rd degree, the worship of Lucifer. Literally, could that represent that Lucifer is on the scene, that Satan is on the scene, ready to go for the new world order? I hope you're seeing the bigger agenda behind all this, and I know all you skeptics out there are still gonna say, oh no, that doesn't mean anything. Oh no, this guy. This guy is just crazy and he doesn't know what he's talking about. I have to tell you and warn you that it's time to awaken out of that sleep and see exactly what time it is, because I'm telling you, the elite don't just do these things for no reason. There's always an agenda, a reason behind everything, and I hope you're seeing the cryptic messaging and what they're really trying to relay to you and the subliminal messaging behind all this, because like I said, it's all subliminal. They don't just do these things just to be doing it. It's a bigger message behind it. And I hope you're seeing the bigger message and the bigger picture, as well as the bigger warning of destruction's about to come. The Illuminati have just had their 240th birthday. What does that tell you? It should be telling you that it's time to wake up and see the warning signs ahead of time. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because as you can see, time is only running out. The elite and the Illuminati are literally warning us every single day, every chance they get, through movies like X-Men Apocalypse and Captain America Civil War, of what's to come. So we better wake up. It's time to wake up, America, if you're not already awakened, and for the rest of the world as well, because as you can see, it's only a matter of time. It's only going to get worse from here, and that's just the truth. But this is Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated and saying shalom.